What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Hermit Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the general read for the sign of Cancer. So if you have Cancer in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you. I am praying for a lovely read for the sign of Cancers. That's crazy. I'm going to say this is your first card. I'm gonna say it's your first card. I was doing the shuffle, as you may have heard, and this card, like, how do I explain it? So as I'm picking them up to make the stack like this, right? I guess one of these fingers here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a sign that you need to know, some type of whatever. One of these fingers hit it. I think one of these two really hit it. It hit the card and it automatically turned over. It hit its side. It turned over to its side like this, but like, yeah, I'm gonna say it's upright. So that's your first card. But I'm like, that's crazy. As soon as I'm like, I'm praying that you get a great read today. But you're going to get the read the universe wants you to get. General read, as always, take whatever resonates, apply what does, and do not apply what doesn't. And for clarification, what doesn't apply means what truly doesn't apply, not what you don't want it to apply. Okay? But you're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day, as I say with all the signs. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. All right, these are falling out. Okay. Had a feeling I had a small feeling that I was going to see this card today. Anyways, yeah, shoot me a message and email, which is a message. And yeah. That's how you can get that personal read. I will not reach out to you. You reach out to me. So if anyone is reaching out to you claiming to be me, it is not me. Okay? We start off. This is the card that flipped. The Knight of Wands. You know, fearlessness, charm, being adventurous as well. This is the card that flipped. It flipped in this direction here. These are great traits to be in. I feel, especially when it comes to your maybe career goals or life goals in general. You know, this is almost reminiscent of Pisces' reading. You might have Pisces in your chart. Go check that out. You know, I know for a fact the one card that they did get, this was their first card, the King of Wands in reverse. Well, it wasn't a King of Wands in reverse. Scratch that. But it does still give me like Pisces, sort of, the vibe I got today or earlier when I read for Pisces, right? But this is impulsiveness. Someone who is essentially a bad leader. I'm going to say it's more so of the impulsive nature, maybe of you, that needs to die in order for you to get the ball rolling. You know, and I say that for one, I use that term, get the ball rolling, for one tarot card in particular. It's not applicable just to that card, but I use it a lot because of the visual. You know, it's a wheel. So that's the hint I'm going to give you. It's the last card, though. So before we get there, we have the Death card. Now, don't fear this card. It may look scary to you. It might look a certain way. But this is new beginnings. This is a release. This is transformation. And as I was saying, maybe it's a situation to where you need to release this aspect of you that is very much impulsive. You know, someone who probably also has weird expectations of people. When I say weird expectations, I mean they're just unrealistic expectations that people live up to a certain standard that you have. In particular, I know a Cancer who expects people to always answer their calls, right? Whenever they call, they expect people to always answer, right? They probably got a ring counting like, you didn't answer on the third call. You didn't answer on the first call. You didn't answer on the half a call, right? Like, I don't know. But what I do know is they have this weird, unrealistic expectation that people are always going to answer the calls. It's unrealistic because people have lives. I've told them this before where it's like, if you gon' I'm gonna tell y'all what I said to them straight up. Nigga, if you are going to expect people to answer your calls whenever you call them, you better be talking to niggas who got nothing going for their life. Who got nothing to do all day, but they on their phone scrolling, doom scrolling, or just scrolling in general, arguing back and forth, gossiping online, and want to gossip on the phone with you. Because people who got something going for themselves they're not always going to answer your phone calls. And even if there's a moment where they have a time to speak to you, they still might not want to answer for whatever reasons, and they have the right to do so. So maybe just letting go. I use that as an example because that individual that I told you about is a Cancer, but it's someone who is expressing unrealistic just expectations of other people, because you might have the free time to talk on the phone. You expect everybody to have the free time to talk on the phone. That's just not realistic, bruv. I just had to add bruv down there because I thought it would be funny, but no, it's just not realistic. It's just not realistic, and at least with that death card, it shows that there is. I'm not going to say you are, but there is, the energy of you being able to see things in a more just realistic light, for you to transform your thinking. Even it when I say release and transformation and stuff, it don't got to be like a total 180 from who you are now. It could simply just be one aspect of you that you're just releasing. And people tend to undermine that even small changes an individual does changes who that individual is, because they're no longer the individual who is impulsive. They're no longer the individual who expects people to answer their calls, literally and figuratively speaking, every time they call. That's a change there that should be acknowledged. And again, it may be small to you, but that individual changed. You could hold on. My camera, is that camera on me? For whatever reason, it just went to a different direction. I shout out to anyone who got that reference, but say fuck R. Kelly though. But anyways, not free him. Let me not. Anyways, people change. And I know someone, R. Kelly could change. None of my business. He locked up. I don't know what he doing, but he locked up for a reason. Is that camera on me? Yes, it is. Anyways, so people can change, even if you think that they just stopped doing this. Still a different person from when they were the individual who did whatever they did. They stopped drinking. They stopped smoking. They didn't change their style. They didn't get a haircut. They didn't, whatever. But they stopped doing something that they once did. That's a change there. And how this is focused on this reading here. One, let me just say, so the last card you got is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the card I was saying where I use the little corny analogy of get the ball rolling. I know it's a wheel. Get the wheel rolling, get the ball rolling. Same So with that being said, yeah, but it's in reverse. So this is a refusal of change. And if I know the Cancers who've watched me, I know that every time change has been brought up in a read, it's your kryptonite. You all get very defensive. You all get very, very nasty, very mean, very much that. Like I say with every three, you know what I'm saying? Every sign. You're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. I'm just here to read the cards. Hopefully give you some guidance. If not here, in a personal message or some other, message that I give you throughout the week, if your sign gets chosen. All right? But it's really I want to say this is one of your more, or at least what I want you to take away from. You're going to take away whatever you want. You are going to take away. But if I'm being honest here, I want you to take away from this reading is you have the power to change things and you have the power to keep things the same. Whatever you're not satisfied with, you have the power to change that. Whatever you are satisfied with, you have the power to keep that so you can remain satisfied. Now that's with every tarot read ever. Not just this reading here, not just for you. But I'm saying that here because that's literally like what I get here is there's change, there's a desire to change, or there's an ability to change here. But then there's a desire and an ability to not change at all. So I kind of want to pull, I was going to go right into the oracles, but I'm going to pull at the top. Should I do at the top? All right, I'm going to pull at the top here. One card, please. I picked up two. What is this? Temperance card. Okay. All right. Moderation, patience, balance, essentially. So it kind of makes sense. There are aspects of you that your higher self seems to want you to change. And then there are aspects of you where, again, your higher self, spirit team, seem to want you to not change. So just have a balance of those two things. And that's pretty much the message I'm getting here as far as the tarot goes. I'm not going to pull another card. Another tarot card. But I'll pull an oracle card. Before I pull one, though, I would like to remind you to please hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. And if you would like a personal read, book that with me by sending me one card, please. You don't have to send me one card. I was talking to the universe by sending me an email. You can send me an email. Find that in the description box below. Just know, again, there's scammers in this community. I wish there weren't, but there is. And with that being said, if someone reaches out to you claiming to can't speak now all of a sudden, but claiming to be me, it's not me. Okay, I will not reach out to you. You reach out to me. All right. Okay. Divine Timing is your oracle card for today. Be patient, for some things take time to manifest fully in your life. So it really does seem as though there is a balance of action and activity, patience. Patience is needed, of course, but a balance of just you going forward. Again, we started with that Knight of Wands. This is someone who is charging forward, literally, like someone who is very much a forward movement, I guess. Since that I said that, but no, a very adventurous, all of that, right? So that's let's not forget that Knight of Wands. I know I was focusing as far as the oracle, I mean the tarot goes. I was focusing on the last four cards: the King of Wands in reverse, the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Temperance card. I've been focusing a lot on that, or at least before I pulled Temperance, those previous three. But don't forget that Knight of Wands is here as well. You know, again, if I had the top-down camera and stuff, the technology I would show you, obviously. But it's here, you know. You want to know why it's here? Because it's here. Ooga booga booga. Look at it. All right? It's here. But anyways, like, have a balance of pretty much just doing and trusting in the universe. Also changing things about yourself that you would want to change and keeping things the same. And again, remember that simply changing one aspect of yourself doesn't mean you have to change everything about yourself. Stop looking at these fucking TikTok dweebs out here that will try to say, you need to change this, you need to change that, you need to have blah, blah, blah. If you're not living this way, if you're not living up to the aesthetic, you're not truly living this life, fuck them motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm saying I'm cursing and all that stuff because I can't, Let me stop from me going on the TikTok rant. But don't listen to anybody else's, TikTok or wherever, tell you that the little change that you made doesn't mean that you're not a totally different person, or you haven't changed because you dropped a habit, or you added something to a habit, or you added something, whatever the case is, right? People are always going to try to shit on you when you do something that they can't do or that they haven't done. That is not your problem. That is their personal problem. And the sooner you realize that, the better. And I'm speaking from experience. The sooner you realize people would just naysay because you're doing something or have done something they haven't done, they wish they could have done, too afraid to do, whatever the case is. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you realize that, these people aren't to be taken seriously. Their comments aren't to be taken seriously at all. Not to be taken offense at. You don't listen to them cats, because they don't know what they're talking about. They speaking from a place of just straight up jealousy. All right, but if I go on and on and on, I'm a rant. So that's what I have for you today, Cancer. If you got anything of value from this read, please hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, if you would like that personal read, you are able to book that by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. All right. I would like to take a sip of water. And then thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today. Or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe once again. All Signs live stream tomorrow, so you will see me again tomorrow, God willing. All right? Until then, y'all take care. Peace.